think, believe me, these niggas died of me. Look what I'm becoming. That I did, it made a man of me. All the that I did, I swear my mother.
What it do, YouTube? It's Ty Fetty with the Fetty. Back at y'all with another video, man. Y'all know why we here. To handle business, man. Before the video start, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it again, bro. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it one more. Matter of fact, like, comment, subscribe. Before I gotta beat you up, y'all know what's going on, man. Today we got the Disney World Rico, man. Inside the largest crew takedown in Florida history, man. I seen Hot Boy on the cover, so I'm assuming it's in Orlando. It's about Orlando, feel me? I mean, I knew him and Glock 9 got hit with Ricos. I don't know the extent. I don't know why, what, like, feel me? I'm not really tapped in. Hot Boy, one of my favorite rappers, but I'm not really tapped in. So let's get it, man. Let's see, you know, shout out Florida.
When you come to Orlando, you think about Disney. Even though we ain't never been to Disney and shit ain't sweet, but people think about Disney when they talk about Florida.
When we think of Orlando, we think of Disney World, we think of Orlando Magic.
Why everybody get that concept of Disney and all that? I don't know. I guess that's just how they see it from the outside.
Well, the FBI typically doesn't telegraph our moves. What I can tell you is that these two gangs, the 438 gang and the Army gang, have got our attention now.
The other 5 already in custody are responsible for nearly $2 million in stolen property, 59 stolen vehicles, and 19 stolen firearms.
The prominent people at the top, just between those 8 people, they're responsible for 230 felony charges. Jaquavius Smith, better known as Glock 9, just him himself has been arrested for 52 felonies.
Hi, what is up everybody? It's been far too long. The last episode was in Florida, and for this video, we gotta return there once more. This time to Disney World's Orlando, where folks witnessed one of the largest RICO cases in state history, Operation X, take 34 people down from 2 separate crews. To show you what this looks like, the entire Bobby Shmurda and GS9 indictment was 63 pages. This RICO case in Florida is 700 pages long, with the Fed stalking people at concerts and putting informants in place to make controlled phone calls. One side, AFNF, or the Army Gang, is led by the popular rapper Glock 9. The face of the other side, 438, is well-known rapper Hot Boy. Both of them were good friends coming up in the industry together until it all went left, escalating into this year-long war that came crashing down quick, with folks hanging out the windows of cars, wielding AK-47s in broad daylight, hitting daycares and memorials. The city saw 30 back-to-back shootings in 6 months, and it forced Orlando to bring in the MBI, or Metropolitan Bureau of Investigations, basically Florida's version of the FBI, who built this whole case using wiretaps, Instagram, and evidence they found on people's phones. Sometimes thousands of photos and videos that map out drug routes from Orlando to California, with folks taking trips back and forth, smuggling hundreds of thousands of dollars in suitcases, flying girls out separate to bring the product home, where they launder the profits through cars, guns, and show dogs. Glock 9, who signed a $2 million deal with Young Money and Birdman when he was only 18, now faces 52 charges, including frauding the government out of $10,000 through a series of PPP loan scams that got intercepted when he tried showing it off to his friends on Instagram. And when the news dropped of a pending RICO charge, his once friend turned rival, Hot Boy, decided to go on the run, and then turned himself in, but then went on the run again after they revoked his bond.
One gang member on the blindness last month is now in jail.
Why are you tripping? I'm not the other hand. We're getting into all this, but first, check out my song of the day. This is a new one from my guy Millies. Let's go.
Nope, we don't do it. Nope. No. Hold on. Nope.
Covered. And in order to understand it, we gotta travel to the tourist capital of America, home of Walt Disney Entertainment, with 70 million visitors coming in and out each year.
Y'all ever been to Disney? Not Disney World, not Disneyland in Anaheim, California, Disney World in Orlando, Florida. I ain't gonna lie, Disney is very fun. I've been to Disney multiple times. Very fun. Did not know Orlando was the trench though. Like, of course, as I got older, you understand and see stuff, but when I'm talking about when I was a kid at Disney World, I thought this was real life, a magical place. Like, no bad ever existed anywhere near here. I can't lie to y'all.
Orlando, Florida. But there's a part of the city they don't show. the infamous ghettos of West Orlando. Backcountry roads, dry industrial land with scattered housing complexes and homes. It may not look like much, but it got so bad in the 80s and 90s, they gave it the nickname Warlando.
It's a war going on in Orlando, and I'm not saying like a big war, it's just a war amongst ourselves and all this killings.
But 3 artists from there were making a way out. Glock 9, Hot Boy, and Pootie, each from a different neighborhood with a unique Florida sound. And where most cities have problems when 3 artists are coming up, these 3 were helping each other, sharing blog connections on WorldStar and Say Cheese TV, making songs together.
We all was like tied in, bro. Like we was like brothers. We sleep with these jits, like every day be around these same jits. I don't know, shit went left. Yeah, that shit went left.
The first to really blow up was Glock 9, with his massive song called 10%, hitting 35 million views the summer of 2018. He had such a raw talent and energy that 2 months later, Birdman and Young Money would sign him to a $2 million deal. It inspired his friends Hot Boy and Pootie to take music more serious. But Glock 9 was unpredictable. He was wild. You tell him there's rules, he was breaking them.
You have been in jail more than 10 times?
Yeah.
You're 18 right now?
Yeah.
You've been in jail 12 times?
Yeah.
Arrested for everything from possession of burglary tools to guns, he went from stealing cars in GTA at 11 to snatching real cars at 13. And after signing this $2 million deal with Birdman, Glock 9 was getting picked up twice a year and beating every case thanks to Young Money's private lawyers.
Crazy.
Even bragged through text messages about being out on 4 separate bonds at once thanks to his defense attorney.
My family, like, all they know, I get in trouble. I'm a hothead. I'm gonna crash. They don't understand me. They don't get what I was doing it for.
2018, the year he blew up, his friend Hot Boy was serving 2 extra years in a Florida detention center for wrecking the place. But one day they gave him a 24-hour pass to go home, and he went straight to the studio to record music with Glock 9 and Pootie, creating this song Hooligan, which would have been a massive record, except they would never release it. Glock 9 was burning bridges left and right. He had a falling out with Say Cheese TV, one of the largest bloggers and platforms to exist, who was promoting him.
Pussy, you got more money than me. Pussy, you ain't gonna last long no ways, nigga. That's why your own niggas switching up on you, cause that money getting to your head. You haven't made it yet, bro.
By the time Hot Boy got out of juvie, on the outside, Glock 9 and Pootie started going at each other, leaving Hot Boy caught in the middle.
Why is there no Hot Boy Glock 9 records, no Pootie Hot Boy records?
Shit just went left. Shit went left.
You being cool with both of them, do you think you could kind of squash that beef?
I tried.
You tried before?
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah.
That shit dead.
But with the release of these RICO papers, the feds paint a picture of a bunch of crews competing to further their own interests. It wasn't just music they were into. It was all sorts of money schemes in the criminal underworld they had hands in. Glock 9 had his own clan, All Friends No Family, or AF&F, who mainly stay in the Mercy Drive area of West Orlando, which they say was built on a cemetery. It has mandated 24/7 police patrols, and AF&F was organizing like a war was about to happen, texting each other gang structures and rules. They had a system where a female associate would legally purchase guns for everybody in the crew who was a convicted felon. And when a Kentucky rapper named 2K Baby came to visit Orlando, AF&F robbed him of his jewelry, taking the grills from his mouth, his money, then went on Instagram Live at the Mercy Drive apartments, challenging his folks to come get it back.
This the only way you gonna come in, the only way you gonna pull out. What you gonna do?
Let me see where you at. You already putting insurance.
The bridge, the same place this shit happened at. 14 Mercy Drive.
Exactly.
Hey, my homeboy said he wanted a chain back.
How much y'all gonna spend for it?
By October of 2019, the tension with the various crews was rising.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. As a rapper, bro, you can't buy your chain back, bro. If you ain't gonna crash about it, leave it alone, bro. Buying your chain back is crazy, bro. You should already have insurance on your jewelry as it is. Don't get no jewelry if you ain't putting insurance on it, bro. You don't never know what could happen, bro. That is not it's not pussy to do that, bro. It's smart, bro. It's about knowing money, bro. It's about knowing that you're liable to lose it, break it, damage it, get it stolen, because people like to steal jewelry. Feel me? If you ain't taking that joint back, bro, don't pay for it back, bro. It just make you look worse. I can't lie.
Pootie dropped this song, Address It, a freestyle where he was dissing Glock 9, saying they both bleed the same and that it was war. And right around then, the Orlando police began putting in surveillance early. They knew shit was starting to boil over. Equally, the crews knew they were being watched. They even set up counter surveillance to watch the feds watching them, posting videos to Instagram with middle finger emojis pointed at hidden squad cars in the bushes. And by the time 2020 rolled around, there were agents watching Hot Boy at all his concerts. with officers stalking Instagram feeds as well because they couldn't believe the money people were pulling in. Hot Boy, of course, had a real rap career, making legitimate music money, but the feds were watching him make plays on his cell phone, texting people for t-shirts, which was a code word for 100 pounds of coke that was to be broken up and resold. See, these wiretaps didn't only reveal what the rappers and crews were doing, it went all the way to the source of supply for the gangs in the city. Specifically, Hot Boy's 438 gang from the Silver Star, Pine Hills area of West Orlando. As the feds wiretapped the most prominent narco trafficker in the city who's doing business with them. An Orlando kingpin who bi-weekly was smuggling bulk US currency to the tune of 200 grand in suitcases and using girls as mules to fly that product back from Cali and resell in Orlando. The feds intercepted texts where they were telling each other to save these messages as a reminder, because they were about to be millionaires. But with the feds monitoring warehouses, dodging lookouts left and right, the beef between Glock 9's side and Pootie and Hot Boy was really about to escalate a few months later in April, at a house party where Glock 9's best friend would shoot Hot Boy's right-hand man, Wolf Luma, killing him. This was Pootie's good friend too. The event brought Hot Boy and Pootie much closer. 11 days after, they had a funeral for Wolf Luma, where Hot Boy filmed this iconic music video at the service with everybody dressed in all black. Later that same day, they all went back to Pootie's neighborhood to hold a vigil for their friend who was killed. But their rivals AFNF found out. Driving over to the memorial in a small, dark SUV, they began shooting into the crowd that was gathered, hitting Pootie and 3 others, killing a pro football prospect who had just signed with Louisville University. Investigators say this was retaliation just for Glock 9's friend getting arrested for the shooting of Wolf Luma. The very next month, 90,000 people tuned in for the live stream of the funeral for this 18-year-old football player who was killed. There was a chilling moment when the bishop quieted the whole room and said, "No suspect has been arrested yet, but folks are sitting here knowing who did it. This has to stop." See, Glock 9 and others in AFNF had set up this network of unemployment scams across various states in the country, with a database of names, addresses, and credit scores, all saved on Glock 9's phone. He was using these scams to pay for the bonds of lower-ranking members that got jammed up. That way, they could fund this war for a long time. Choosing to discuss business, 38 gang and AFNF had hierarchies and subsets. Both of them were competing as the feds watched 438 members boast through text message that they had enough money and guns to do what they wanted, and that made AFNF jealous.
I don't understand, like, bro, even somebody that don't live this life, that don't be into all this, knows for a fact. Why are you even talking dirt on through a text message on the phone? Bro, if you can't talk to that man in person, bro, leave it alone. Catch him when you catch him, bro. You leaving a paper trail, bro. You making it easy, bro. Like, not saying you should be doing any of this, bro, because we all know it only leads 2 places. But if you gonna do it, bro, be smart about it. Don't text. They can track text. They can track phone calls, bro. They can't track in person and they can't track FaceTime, bro. Like, come on, bro. Let's be smart about it, bro.
By the summer of 2020, the beef even spilled out of town into Jacksonville, Florida, with Glock 9 putting out this song on the 1st of July called Criminal Minds. And in it, he says his enemies were clicking up making teams. He was actually talking about the well-known rapper Foolio out of Jacksonville.
How you watch your mama get popped, you got shot in the ass, and you wrote a statement? All 3 of them things do not go together. Where you tripping?
All because Foolio would take a photo with Pootie, and this made Glock 9 mad. So he started dissing Foolio's deceased friends, and it caused Foolio's enemies from Jacksonville like Queso to then click up with Glock 9, where there was even almost a massive brawl at a mall in Atlanta when Queso crossed paths with Pootie, and things were seconds away from turning dangerous.
Oh, you can't stop all y'all. Y'all get to shoot at them cockers. Them cockers can't stop all y'all.
Shit! Oh, what are you talking about?
Yo ass, they running up on niggas' ass in the mall, boy.
But back in Orlando, the OPD was concerned there would be a string of shootings very soon, and they were right. 4 days into July, police arrived at a house in West Orlando with reports of gunshots. They found Glock 9's car with dark tinted windows riddled in bullets, and him nowhere to be found. Listening in on phone calls, the feds learned of new strategies AFNF was using to avoid police when they were going on missions. They were riding around in rental vehicles with dark tints to see if they would get pulled over frequently in case they had to gun it in a high-speed chase. They were even gonna put white boy stickers on vehicles so the police would think it was white people in the car and not try and stop them. 4 days after they found Glock 9's car abandoned with bullet holes in it, one of his friends, who went by the name Baby Joker, was driving around deep in 438 territory looking for rivals to tag. They pulled in at a place where one of Hot Boy's good friends stayed at, driving a gray Dodge Challenger, and began firing at folks, with people scattering all over the yard. Hot Boy's friend reacted quickly, running inside to grab his Draco, and came back, shooting at Baby Joker in the gray Dodge Challenger, which at this point was stranded in the middle of the road with the driver's hands all shot up, unable to get away. Baby Joker was dead. The craziest part, Hot Boy's friend, the guy they were aiming at, was someone they knew since they were kids. This particular shooting would get referenced in a lot of music, as 438 boasted about this failed hit attempt. In his song Left Lonely, Hot Boy tells Glock 9 directly, "Your little stepper ran down and he died." Hot Boy was blowing up and doing songs with Lil Baby. He even signed to 100K Management, the same guys who managed King Von and YNW Melly. And there were other artists from the Silver Star 438 region, like Cut'em Reese, who was getting quite popular, getting song placements in Madden 2K games. He was even one of the rare artists who was able to get Chief Keef to do a music video with him. The feds had theories. Glock 9 was jealous Reese's career was taking off. One day, Glock 9 blasted over to Reese's house with rifles and pistols in the car, leaving it riddled with bullets. Witnesses told detectives Glock 9 was trying to eliminate the competition. And the very next day, Reese would retaliate back, going with 5 other 438 members to Glock's aunt's house, where he was sleeping at, and they left her house riddled in bullets as well. This particular feud was crazy, as the police counted 5 different attempts where Glock 9 tried to take Reese's life in a matter of months, including a time where Reese was filming a music video in his purple Hellcat and was being followed by AFNF members who pulled up next to him in traffic and started shooting. Reese shot back and managed to escape, but then crashed into an oncoming vehicle and had to abandon the purple Hellcat with busted up legs. With all this death and violence happening in the city, Orlando finally hit up the Metropolitan Bureau of Investigations for help. They needed 18 different agencies to collaborate. And the tipping point...
Bro, hold up. You're 0 for 5 from the field in basketball. We're going to tell you stop shooting. I'm telling you. If you 0 for 5 from the 3, we're going to tell you stop shooting, bro. You 0 for 5, bro. You not been successful one time? Give it up, kid. You gotta know when to stop, man. I'm telling you, maybe it ain't for you, bro. You gotta go. You pay somebody to do something. It ain't for you, obviously, bro. You're 0 for 5 with one person. We're gonna tell you real loud. Stop shooting, bro. You're hurting the team. You're hurting the team's chances of winning with you shooting and missing. You're building a brick house. You're bricking.
And of course, was the infamous shootout at the Millennium Mall. If you want the city to act, do something where their money is at risk, in a public space with loads of businesses and wealthy people. On October 8th of last year, Orlando's luxury mall of Millennia was a scene of chaos as OPD officers responded to a shooting that broke out in the parking lot. It was 3 against 4, Glock 9 and 3 others versus 3 438 members. On surveillance video, you see the 438 guys leaving the mall, getting into a white BMW, and then rolling the car slowly, with shooters positioned behind the car doors, firing at Glock 9 and his people, who were taking cover behind their own car, with bystanders running everywhere as security rushed to evacuate the mall. And despite a hail of gunfire, nobody actually got hit. But now, the feds were getting more search warrants and surveillance than ever before, confiscating cell phones left and right, where they found people's internet history, how to turn semi-automatic guns into fully automatic guns easily, numerous Google searches on phones, looking up specific shootings that happened in the Central Florida area. Meanwhile, the police were meeting with confidential informants who knew all about the 438 gang, their members, their inner workings, everything. The informants told them of $60,000 hits being placed on people's heads and recommended the police act swiftly because more people were gonna die. And the rest, well, the rest of the story you know now. 34 people from 2 rival crews brought down in Operation X. And before I let you go, people always ask me what beats are in the video. I've listed...
We don't care about that. We care about from the Disney World Rico, man. That was a great video. It's just like, it's crazy, bro. Like, now, granted, like I always say, bro, people down south would not survive up north. Like, a lot of people wouldn't, bro. Now I know for a fact down south get real gritty, it get real treacherous, bro. I know it. It's not saying y'all sweet. I'm just saying it's a different lifestyle, different way of living, a different way of transportation. Like it's just a whole different type system, fool. You feel me? But this is the example I'm talking about, bro. Down south is like the wild, wild west, bro. If you're not a convicted felon and you 18, you can get a gun. Period. That's it. That's it. You can have a AR in your house at 18 with no license, no nothing. You can. But guess what? In Maryland, where I'm from, you gotta have your handgun qualification license, your HQL, to even possess an AR for self-defense in your home. Somebody break in your house and you do something to them and they end up passing away, you're going to jail for murder. You have to beat that. And if you do beat the murder, you're going to jail for a gun charge. It's no win unless you legal. And which I advise everybody, if you're watching this from Maryland, get your license, bro. Get your license. It's a great investment, I promise. But now it's a great video, bro. Shout out Trap Geek, bro. For me, I just learned, like I said before in the beginning of the video, Hot Boy, one of my favorite rappers. I knew about the little Glock 9 beef to an extent. I didn't know the extent of it. I didn't know the backstory. I knew about Wolf because I Don't Need Time was filmed at the funeral or whatever. I knew about the football player that passed away because Hot Boy, one of my favorite rappers. I didn't know about the in-between events, though. That's crazy, though. I learned something. If you learned something, drop a like on the video. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, and subscribe, man. It's Ty Fetty with the Fetty. Make sure y'all stay smart, stay dangerous, bro. Catch y'all next time. I'm gone.